Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for May 2018. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So let's jump into it. Okay, so for the first card, this is Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moons, and Scorpio Risings. So we have the Knight of Wands. So it would seem that you guys are pretty focused on positive changes and opportunities. The Knight of Wands, he always brings us opportunities. Sometimes they're very unexpected opportunities. Sometimes this card can simply be about change. But whatever change the Knight of Wands brings, it's one of that's really, really positive. It's a positivity. So ultimately, it's for the good. So it definitely seems you guys are focused on changes, opportunities, things of that nature. Oh, very nice. So we clarify we have the Ace of Wands. So, yeah, this is definitely us being given a new start. I always look at the Ace of Wands kind of like the hand of God, so to speak. Yeah. So we are definitely blessed with a new start. And for some of you, this could be indicating that maybe you might have gotten a new job. Maybe some of you have moved, or maybe that's something that you would like to do. Sometimes this can indicate travel or just, an adventure overall. But no matter what, this looks positive. Absolutely positive. I mean, I'm loving it. Great way to start. Absolutely. And I like the fact that the Ace of Wands, we really get that fire and that drive to go after what we want. Love it. Okay, so this would be circumstances. So we have 9 of Cups. So this is always about a wish that we have. Now when we find this in the upright position, generally this is a wish come true. So maybe whatever these changes are and this new start, maybe you wished for it. Maybe this is something you've wanted for a long time. No matter what it is, this definitely indicates that you're receiving a wish, or you're wanting to receive a wish. This wish could be for a relationship, romantic. This could be a wish for new friends, for a better job, more money. I mean, it could be just about anything, Every Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising is different. We don't all want the same exact things, so, and that's okay. I mean, if we were all the same, that would be pretty boring. We'd be like a bunch of Stepford wives and husbands just walking around. It's like The Walking Dead, but just living. Ugh, okay. So we have these 7 of Wands to clarify the 9 of Cups. So the 7 of Wands is always about stiff competition. So you might feel like you're having to compete in order to achieve this wish. But there's also an element of you might feel like something or someone is an enemy. Yeah. And, I mean, you see this man, look at him. He's got 6 wands at him, and he's standing there. He's definitely in defense mode, like, try to come at me in my wish. I'm going to defend myself. You ain't getting it. It's mine. So, yeah, you're definitely ready, willing, and able to defend yourself and this wish, or whatever this wish represents for you. This might be competition, and if it is competition, just know that with the inner strength that you Scorpios have, you got this. Don't worry. Okay, so this would be the focus position. So we have the Eight of Cups. So typically, this is where we stack our cups up because we're like done with the situation and we're walking away from it. So we walk away from a situation of some sort, or one could say we abandon a situation. But typically we do this because we're going on our spiritual quest. Sometimes this can be about, we just are wanting to see, maybe the grass is greener on the other side. But a lot of times I associate this card as we walk away from something that wasn't fulfilling us, and we want something that has a higher purpose, a higher meaning for us, something with a more spiritual value to it. Yeah. Like for some, this could indicate maybe walking away from a relationship you might have been in, maybe a romantic one. Maybe there just wasn't any spiritual connection left there. And maybe you're like, you know what? I want a relationship that has a higher meaning, a higher purpose. I want a relationship with someone whom I'm going to be very spiritually connected to. So it's a possibility, but in general, this card's about walking away from something. Typically, with cups, this can be love, but this could be a romantic type of love or platonic, so it can go either way. There could be a friend that maybe you've been friends with for a long time that you cared about, but maybe you guys have just simply outgrown each other and you decide to walk away. I mean, this can manifest in different ways, but again, there will be an element of you did care for this person or this situation that you walk away from. You're just tired of putting all the energy into it and not getting enough back. Okay, so we clarify we have the Three of Cups. So this is kind of an odd combination. Sorry about that. My fur baby's barking. Okay, so this is about a celebration. This is a coming together of, friends or family. And we're celebrating. And we have a good reason to celebrate. Sometimes someone could have graduated. Maybe there's I got the job. Or maybe you're just ready to go out and celebrate that I finally got the hell out of this particular situation. It can come through many different ways. So for some of you, there might be a celebration that maybe you want to escape from. Always a possibility, so I gotta throw it out there. But typically the Three of Cups, this is a very good card. This can also be a card of where we are able to reconcile. So maybe a reconciliation is possible within a relationship, as being indicated by the Three of Cups. But maybe you just feel like you've outgrown the situation. Maybe you feel like, no, I can't do it anymore. Maybe Maybe you can't trust the person anymore. It could be many different things, but... And the Three of Cups, a lot of times I associate with friends, but, you know, this can be friends, loved ones, and sometimes even about our lover, but a lot of times I associate it with friends. So for some of you, you could be walking away from some friendships. But again, you know, this could be friendship, relationship, whatever it may be. And for some of you, maybe you walk away and, and then you end up at a celebration. Maybe you're celebrating, maybe you end up at someone else's celebration. But typically with the Three of Cups, this is about achieving something, and we have a reason to celebrate. So, you'll know how that fits in for you. Okay, so this would be the position of your recent past. So we have the King of Wands in the reversed position. So this could be an actual person that you might have dealt with in your past, male or female. Or this could be simply representing your energy from the past. So this can go either way. And again, it can be male or female. So with the King of Wands in reverse, here we see the weaker side, I guess. I hate to use that word. Because that's not ever what I would really associate the fire signs with. But when we have the King of Wands in reverse, this shows that we're lacking self-confidence. Maybe we're not able to see certain things through. It could be for many different reasons why we can't see them through. But you know, the confidence level is just, it's like an absence of confidence. I mean, that's not where we want the King of Wands to be. This could also be someone that could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type of energy, or someone who may behave in that type of way, might have some fiery energy within their character. Now, the King of Wands in reverse, he can be pretty insecure and just unsure of himself and others. I mean, I don't like this card in the reverse. Sometimes this can be definitely the more aggressive side. They can come across really temperamental. So, again, this could be somebody else or it could be you. But maybe, you know, you might be lacking focus, or someone else in your life was lacking focus. A lot of times this can be not only a lack of confidence, but a lack of self-esteem. You know, and this is where the whole negative self-talk can come in. I apologize. My dog's barking. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully she stays quiet. Fingers crossed. Okay, yeah. Another thing. Sometimes, not only do we have a lack of follow-through that can occur, but we can be feeling pretty pessimistic. And sometimes because we're doubting ourselves, you know, and we got no confidence and all of that, sometimes there can just be a tendency to let everything fall away or everything go to shit. Pardon my French, but you know, it all stems from that lack of confidence and the lack of self-esteem and the insecurities. So we clarify, and we have the Ace of Cups in the reversed position. So this definitely represents a rushing out of emotions. So sometimes this can indicate that perhaps maybe we might have a fear of commitment. Maybe we might be afraid to start over in a relationship. Sometimes this can indicate that perhaps maybe we might be preoccupied with other things, and so we can actually come across as selfish, unfortunately. And although that is not the intention, it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind. I mean, it's not always intentional. But again, this can represent a fear of commitment. This can also indicate a heart that is not open to love. And this can be for many reasons. Maybe you've been hurt a lot. Maybe this particular person might have hurt you. And maybe you just feel like, I don't have it in me to keep doing this over and over again. Yeah. And psychic ability wise, this can definitely indicate that you might feel blocked. And that block is stemming because of insecurity, lack of self-confidence. You must believe in yourself. Stop that negative self-talk and those negative self-thoughts that are, stop all that. That just kind of makes the situation worse. Okay, so this would be the present, the here and the now energy. So we have 10 of Cups in reverse. So, definitely not the greatest, but, for every Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this can play out a little differently. But overall, the 10 of Cups in reverse can indicate that, that a family, a home life, family life, even a marriage could be experiencing some issues right now. We could be experiencing some unhappiness in regards to a marriage, a relationship, romantic or platonic. Yeah. Sometimes this can indicate that something within the home might need to be replaced or in need of maintenance, and a lot of times I associate this with, say, like plumbing pipes, water heater, washing machine, whatever, water. Typically, if something breaks down, it will have something to do with water. So, it could even be a dishwasher. Many different things. I can even resonate with this card. My furnace literally broke down about 2 months ago. Still not fixed. But thankfully, I'm okay. It's finally warmed up where I'm at. So, thank goodness. But yeah. 10 of Cups. I can definitely identify. Sometimes this can actually indicate, an act of God. So flooding. Some people do live in areas where flooding can occur more often, especially if we're below sea level. Okay. But in general, this can definitely be indicating that there is something going on that has upset the family. This is also about, contentment. And when this card's in the upright, I always call this our happily ever after, because it's about us, having that contentment and that happiness. within the home life. For some of you, maybe kids are acting out. For some of you, maybe you've got a significant other or a spouse, or maybe you're not happy. Okay, so it's clarified by Temperance in reverse. So this definitely indicates that you're out of balance and that your emotions are basically making the decisions for you. So that's not ever good. We need to be balanced emotionally and mentally. So we need to have intellect and emotion in complete balance. But when we get this card in the reverse, the emotion is in control. And well, Scorpio energy, we are very emotional. We feel intensely. So we definitely need to rein those emotions in, though, because unfortunately, when we're super emotional, sometimes it can make us a little volatile. And when we see Temperance in reverse, we really, really need to be patient and tolerant. But unfortunately, sometimes we're coming across as impatient and intolerant, and it's because our emotions are in charge. We're going through, a situation that has us upset. Maybe there's a loss surrounding it. And so it's made us a little more emotional than we already are normally. So, but yes, this can definitely indicate that you might have problems with other people, and it all stems to our emotions because we're trying to deal with a situation, but yet it can be hard for us to get everything centered and, balanced again. Sometimes we just got to kind of go through it. But the Temperance card also is about being really impatient. It's like we want this done or this fixed like last year. Not like yesterday, like last year. I mean, we want what we want it right now, We don't want to wait. We're not wanting to compromise, and, this can cause more problems. So, now if you have to work with, say, customers, yeah, this can be a little bit of a sticky situation. Because we really need to be able to be tolerant. We need to listen to the customer's complaints. And a lot of times when this card's in reverse, we just don't want to hear it. And so we can end up, in the long run, hurting ourselves. And so if you work a job that's dealing with other people, you definitely want to be careful. Definitely want to try to control the emotional reactions. Yeah. But also there's something I always like to say associated with this card is we need to slow down and smell the roses, because we're just running, trying to just get everything done. And if we don't take time to slow down and smell some roses and appreciate the beauty of them and appreciate the fragrance of them, when we slow down and we do this, we could actually end up getting an opportunity. But that opportunity is only possible if we slow down and we're open to it. Now, what this says is maybe you can no longer be patient. Maybe you can't tolerate a situation that's going on within your home right now. Maybe you're just at the end of your rope. Okay, so this would be your near future. So we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is always a man of authority. So, you know, he can be a judge, he could be a lawyer, he could be a prosecutor. Sometimes he could even be, you know, a police officer. Someone with authority. Now, this could be someone that comes into your life, or this could be energy that you may channel. You may take on this king's energy. Now this king, he's very analytical. He takes his time when making decisions. He weighs the pros and the cons to each story or to each person. You know, he is going to take all of the information that he can find regarding both parties or both decisions or whatever it is, and he's going to come to a fair, honorable decision. So that is a positive. When this king is in the upright position, he is fair, he is honorable, he has this sword, and this sword is, to me, represents truth. So very, very truthful. Now, for those of you who might be taking on this king's energy, this could be indicating that some may come to you for advice, because this king can definitely give good advice. Now, for some of you, this could be indicating that you might be dealing with someone in authority. So a few of you might actually be, you might be going to court. You might have a court case. It could be for many different things. It could be maybe some of you are getting a divorce and you have to go to court for it. Maybe some of you might be in the middle of a custody battle. It's always a possibility. But the one thing you can be sure of is when we have the King of Swords upright, the decision will be fair and honorable. The King of Swords upright, he is not corrupt. You cannot bribe this man. You cannot coerce him. He will make the right decision. So that is very good for those of you who do have court cases. So we clarify, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So I always refer to this card as the Nightmare card. Thankfully it's in reverse, but when it's in the upright position, this definitely indicates that we're going through some depression, anxiety, sometimes even despair, having a hard time sleeping, sometimes having literal nightmares. Sometimes there can be a situation in your life that may seem to be pretty nightmarish. Sometimes this card can actually indicate unfaithfulness, so infidelity. But overall, this card is about loss. And since it's in the reverse position, it shows that the loss has already occurred. Okay? And you're in the process of healing from it. But this loss might be might have led into you having to go to court. And that's why I say maybe you're getting a divorce. Maybe for some of you, you might be having a custody battle or trying to work out custody issues. I mean, it doesn't have to be absolutely huge and horrifying case, but you know, for some it is, and then for others it could be minor things. But if it is a court case, like I said, rest assured you will have a judge that is fair and honorable and will make the right decision. Okay? But the Nine of Swords in reverse, this definitely indicates that you were healing. And it is a process, so please do know that it takes time. But for some of you, this could indicate that you have been through a loss of some sort. You know, maybe some of you could have actually lost a loved one. You know, maybe someone passed away. And you're now in the process of trying to heal after grieving. For some of you, maybe you're in court having to battle over an estate. This could be many different things. Many different things. Maybe you went through a period of loss. Maybe that phoenix rose up and you were stronger than ever. And maybe for some of you, people may seek you out for your counsel and your advice. Okay, so this would be the attitude position. So we have the Fool. I absolutely love this card in this deck. She just looks fierce. Like I'm a boss. So the Fool is about us getting a new start. We have a clean slate. So the karma's been wiped. We have a clean slate. We get a new start. And with this new start, there's innocence and joy. We're taking a leap of faith. For some, we're gambling. But whatever it is, we are embracing this new start. We're taking that leap of faith because we're ready to go in a new direction. We're ready for a new start. So we clarify, and we have the Four of Swords in the reversed position. So the Four of Swords in reverse is definitely would indicate that you've come out of a period of isolation, maybe. Because in the upright, we're resting, we're recovering, recuperating. In the upright position, it's a truce, a temporary truce. When the card reverses, we have to finish the battle, so to speak. So maybe you guys are definitely ready to complete this so that you can have your new start. And for some of you, this, you know, just a very few of you, this could indicate that you might have had surgery, but you were probably healed or in the process of healing and almost completely healed. So that's good. Okay, this would be how other people see you. So we have the Page of Coins here. So this page always brings us messages regarding finances, financial opportunities, jobs, or this could be about schooling. Some of you might be interested in getting some classes so that you can expand your skill set. Or some of you could be focused on financial opportunities or finding a new job. But overall, this is very positive, especially since how we started with the Knight of Wands. This is very good because at least she's upright, so the messages that you receive are good. They're positive. Oh yes, look at that. clarified by the Ten of Coins. So yeah, most definitely, this seems like you guys, this is more finances rather than schooling. For a few of you, it could be indicating schooling, but I feel for most of you, it's definitely about money. So maybe you guys are quite focused on perhaps getting a job that would provide you and your family with financial security and or wealth. Typically, the Ten of Coins is a card of wealth. This can be familial type of wealth as well. Yeah, this can be like a business that is family owned and it is passed down from generation to generation. Typically, the Ten of Coins represents a large corporation, but it can also represent family type businesses. But whatever it's representing, whatever type of business it represents, this business is very stable. Very, very stable. And it can bring you wealth. So that's absolutely positive. Positive, positive. I love it. And I did mention that some of you could have lost someone, and you could be trying to straighten some things out with an estate in court. If that happens to resonate with you, that would definitely be good, because this would definitely indicate that it'll all work out in your favor. So that's a positive. Okay, so here we have the hopes and fears position. So we have Two of Cups. This is a lovely card. This is definitely a card of, obviously, love. This can also be a card of our soulmate. This is also a card of cooperation and partnership. And I'm going to say this is most definitely a hope. So some of you might be hoping for a soulmate, someone who will truly love you, someone who will cooperate with you. Okay, so we have the Eight of Coins to clarify, so this definitely seems positive and positive, so definitely leaning towards the hope. So the Eight of Coins, practice makes perfect. Here we have the Master Artisan. So this is someone who is steadily working away. This man, he has a set of skills and abilities, and these skills and abilities, they allow him to financially profit. They also can get him recognition. So yeah, maybe you guys are hoping to have your love abilities recognized, like, hey, I'm worth loving. No one will love you more than me. Scorpio. But maybe you guys have a hope to be recognized by your soulmate. Maybe some of you could potentially meet a soulmate through work. But you know, these are all hopes or fears, so I typically don't place too much weight upon them. They can manifest, but unless I'm seeing some major indications elsewhere, I tend to not focus too much on them. Okay. So, final outcome. We got the Hanged Man in the reversed position. So, alright, Scorpio. Out of all people, you guys love to have power and the control. But Scorpio also knows about the power of surrendering as well, okay? This is where we need to just surrender. Now, when we have the Hanged Man in reverse, this is where we have been through a tremendous change, okay? Within us. We have changed a lot. And when this card's in the reverse position, this indicates that we're still trying to hold on and cling to our past persona. Maybe you're doing this out of fear. Maybe you might fear that you won't be accepted if you walk into your new direction that you're supposed to be going in, rather than clinging to the past. Maybe you fear that you won't be accepted. There are many things you could be fearing. Maybe you're fearing the unknown because it's different. But we don't want to cling to the past because we're not that person anymore. So why should we behave and try to act like we are when we're not? So this is definitely like putting up a facade for everyone, even though you know you're not the same person. So you need to be true to yourself. Sure, big changes and going in complete new directions can be a little scary sometimes, but ultimately, the more that you cling to your past and your old persona, you're holding yourself back, and you need to embrace who you are now. And don't worry about if people will accept you or like you. Who gives a shit what people think? You have to be okay in your own skin. That's all that matters. Not everyone's gonna like everyone, and it's okay. But don't worry about what other people think. If they can't accept this new version of you, bye-bye. There's the door. Be true to you, Scorpio. Only you can do that. Only you can. And definitely do not continue to try to hang on to someone that you're not anymore. Okay, so we clarify we have the Seven of Cups. So we have the emotional wish choice card. So this card's definitely about illusions. All that glitters is not gold. We have to be careful in which choice we decide to make. Now, ultimately, we always want to choose spirit, okay? But for some people might be about, oh, wow, look at that jewelry. Oh, look at all that jewelry. I want that. And then you could bring it home and then you're like, why is this breaking? Oh my God. these are glass. It's not even real. Hence, all that glitters is not gold. Things can appear one way, but they're really not that way. Kind of like what you're doing. You're not who you used to be anymore. So you need to make that choice. And the choice, ultimately, my best advice is go with spirit. Accept who you are now. The person that you have become. The change that you went through, especially with then, okay? Don't deny who you are anymore. Follow spirit. Follow spirit. Be true to you, okay? Be true to yourself. You know, so you'll definitely have some decisions to make. But I don't want you guys getting caught up in any of the illusions, and you don't want to continue to put up a facade, because the more that you hang on to that facade and the old you, the more that you're holding yourself back from the future and the good things that lay in the future for you. And why delay it? Shoot. That's all right. Sometimes we just need to have some time to digest the information and then find our balance, and then we can move forward. So definitely my best advice is don't continue to hang on to that facade, the old you, because the new you is so much better. Okay, so bottom of the deck we have 8 of Swords in reverse. So this definitely shows that we are released of restriction and fears. Maybe we were literally mentally imprisoned by our fears. But with the 8 of Swords in reverse, this shows we have been released. So maybe some of you are hoping to be released of that fear. And you will be released of that fear. We just need to accept this. Then we have the Magician in reverse. So this definitely shows that the skills and the abilities that you have, either you're not using them the proper way, so there can be an improper use of power here. Manipulation. Sometimes this can indicate a trickster. Someone manipulating things. Sometimes this can suggest that we might need more training or more education about a particular skill of ours, but that's just not my feels right here on this particular combo. Oh, be careful. Be careful. You don't want to use your power in an improper way, okay? And we don't want to manifest things that are negative. Sometimes we can get a little upset about something we've been through. And, you know, revenge can rear its head, and we do not want to be using our manifestation abilities in a negative way. Now, sometimes this can happen, you know, and we don't even realize we did it, you know. And you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can just be like, you know, oh my God, this person's getting on my nerves. Oh, I just wish they would move. or go away, and then, you know, a week later you find out that, this person's moving. But it can actually play out many different ways. Sometimes it's a lot worse than that. We tend to not realize just how powerful our thoughts are. And they're super powerful more because of how intense our emotions are. So how much emotional intensity we put behind it. So let's make sure that we're manifesting things for the right purpose. Yeah. Stay away from manipulation too. Take my advice or don't, you know, doesn't matter. Okay, so these are the love oracle cards for the Scorpio sun, moon, and rising signs that are single. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So for those of you who have been hoping, wanting, and waiting, and wondering, am I ever going to find a soulmate? This card comes to say, absolutely. You will. It'll work out. It's got to happen in its own time. We must allow it to unfold naturally. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So this would definitely be saying for some of you who could be single, probably recently single, maybe not all hope is lost regarding a certain relationship that you've had. Maybe there is that spark still left, and maybe it really is worth giving it another chance. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you feel is best for you. So, okay, third one, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of a commitment. Now, this card, this is always that card to let you know that even though you're single, you are being prepared for a relationship that is coming, okay? So essentially this means you will be in a relationship. It'll take time again. These two definitely play off one another. But this is definitely letting you know that yes, you will meet a soulmate. You're being prepared for this relationship, and this relationship will, at some point later down the line, will result in an engagement. And that's going to take longer than a month, okay? Just to be clear on that. Okay. Love oracle cards for the Scorpio sun, moon, and risings that are in a relationship or married. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So some of you could be in a relationship. Maybe you're trying to get out of it. Maybe you're hoping for something better. Maybe some of you are in a somewhat new relationship. And maybe you're hoping that it results in, say, engagement, marriage. This is definitely a card letting us know that we need to not force things. We need to allow them to unfold naturally, okay? Everything is about divine timing here. And sometimes the more that we try to force something, the more that we can push it away. So, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So this can definitely indicate that for some of you that are in relationships or married, that perhaps your significant other or your spouse might have a different religious upbringing and background. Maybe you guys have varying beliefs. So there's those differences. Sometimes with this card, we want the other to convert, maybe. But we definitely don't want to push that upon other people, because sometimes we can still have the same type of morals and values. It's just the core beliefs might be a little bit different. But overall, this card's letting you know that there is some common ground. Now, for some of you, it might be a deal breaker, so. And then for some of you, you'll work with that common ground and you'll make it work. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So this card has many different meanings. For some of you, this can indicate, especially those of you who are just in a relationship, this could indicate that yes, potentially you could end up getting married to the person that you're with. But this card can also indicate that you might receive an invitation to a wedding. And that Three of Cups, that could definitely be a wedding celebration. The reception, yeah. So you could receive an invitation now. For some of you, this can definitely indicate that, especially if you already are married and perhaps you might be having problems within your marriage, this card can definitely be indicating that there is a real need to maybe potentially seek out some marriage counseling if you want to make it work, if you want to try to make it work. We really may need to seek out some help to help us understand why things aren't working out on both parties' ends. So, yeah. And if we don't go that route, sometimes this card can be indicating that, you know, we are heading for a divorce. For some, you could already be in the process of getting a divorce. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, there's quite a few meanings to that, so. Alright, keep your heads up, Scorpio, and hey, embrace who you are now. You're not who you used to be, okay? And don't for 1 minute be ashamed about it. Don't for 1 minute even worry about what other people are going to think about you, okay? Be you. Accept you as you are, okay? Walk into that new future. Might be a little frightening, but everything's going to be okay. You got to be true to you, okay? Be true to yourself above all else. Only you can do that. Okay, I will talk to you guys next month. I love you guys. And I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.